I'm Stephon J. Davis with Solo Media. Come check out my new film, A Tale of Two Mothers. It's going to be at Atlas Cinemas September 29th at 7 p.m.
Hey guys, welcome again. Sitting here with Stephon J. Davis of Solo Media. We met with him about a year ago, and we're just checking in to see how things are going. Stephon, thanks for being a guest on the show again.
Pleasure to be here. Well, thanks for having me back again.
Absolutely. So you got a lot of exciting things going on right now.
I would say so. Yeah, I've been really busy, but in a good way, though.
In a good way.
Yeah.
So we kind of remind everybody, what does Solo Media do again?
So Solo Media currently, we provide a lot of services for clients like commercials work, PSAs, nonprofit videos, but also we create films and documentaries through the same organization.
Okay.
And currently in a shift now from moving from an LLC to a nonprofit organization with public status.
Oh, okay, great. So you're doing a lot of, what kind of commercials and stuff like that?
Business commercials and then nonprofit commercials, but as we progress and kind of shift the culture, we're looking at more just documentaries and films primarily. Just not let the other people handle the commercials and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that's excellent. So we're actually here today to talk a little bit about your upcoming movie. And that movie is A Tale of Two Mothers. It's going to be coming out at the Atlas Cinemas here.
The Lakeshore Atlas Cinemas, September 29th at 7 o'clock. Definitely make sure you get your ticket, order online. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll have that information up here in a little bit too, at the end of the video, where you guys can purchase tickets and actually go see his movie. But let's talk a little bit about his movie. This is a very serious topic. It's about bullying, suicide, mental health issues.
Yeah, all that encompassing, really. Yeah, the main of it is the teen suicide, right? So it's about teen suicide prevention, but there's a lot of things happening within that space, though. There is, like you said, bullying, there's harassment, things that's going on. So we're trying to figure out what preventive methods we can use to really alleviate all these things. Okay.
Now bullying is a big topic with me for a couple reasons. One, I have 5 kids, ages 9 to 18, and it's obviously something every parent is concerned with, every grandparent's concerned with, and not to mention, I'll share something with you. Some of the people that follow the political podcast know that when I was younger, I was bullied horribly. I mean, from first grade all the way up to probably 9th grade. I'd pretty much go home crying every single day. The attacks were ruthless, and I just bottled them all up. And then you start working out, you start getting taller, you start getting strong, you start getting bigger, and then eventually I became what I demised the most, a bully. So let's talk a little bit about this film. What exactly is going on?
So in this film, we have 2 mothers who both lost their sons to teen suicide, and they're both from 2 different parts of Ohio. So one's kind of further south in a rural area, the other one's in a more of an urban city, but they both had these experiences that were very similar. Both their sons had experienced bullying, they both experienced these things that were causing a lot of issues in their life, and ultimately they both took their own lives because they just couldn't deal with it anymore. So they thought that the way out was to just take their lives, which, of course, obviously that just creates more pain for somebody else. Like, it never really diminishes the pain, it just really just passes on to somebody else, which were their mothers, their immediate family, their friends. Everybody was all hurt by this, but they just didn't know what else to do, right? You get to this point where you just feel like, I can't take it anymore, I have to figure out some kind of way to get out of this situation. And unfortunately, they chose that permanent solution when really it was just a temporary problem.
Sure. So the kids were 13 years old?
Yeah, they both were young teens. Yeah, not even like 16, 17, but they're early teens. And that's actually statistically where you see these things happening a lot. Although, number 2 in Ohio was 15 to 24. More and more, though, we're seeing 13 and 14-year-olds. There's a case in Ohio as well. There were about 6 suicides that took place all within the span of a year's time. And so they were saying it could have been something like copycat a little bit, but just people they're not even sure. Actually, the CDC came down to the school to investigate to find out what is causing all these teens to just take their lives.
Right. Yeah. I just can't imagine being a parent and hearing that gunshot or finding that bottle of pills or whatever method the child chooses to use, laying there on the ground dead. I don't know if it's more hurtful or harmful for the parent, or you know what I mean? Because in a sense, taking your own life is selfish because you're actually hurting and harming those around you. You know what? Can we go ahead and show a clip of the movie?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to, definitely.
Okay. Why don't you guys check out this clip here of the upcoming movie?
So if we could do preventative guidance as our first tier and not just intervention, you know, maybe it would take and maybe it wouldn't, maybe it would stick for some kids, maybe it would just ease the school experience a little bit.
Wow, Stefan, that was very powerful, and you know, that leads me to a million questions, and probably everybody else. You know, this is a topic that needs to be really looked into, studied, understood. Preventative things that schools can do, families should be doing, guardians should be doing. I mean, what is your take on the whole subject? I mean, as the lady said, it's you know, kids spend most of their time in schools. What's your whole thought on that?
Yeah, you know, our peers are just such a big influence, right? Like they really kind of shape and mold, unfortunately, our kids as parents when we're trying to raise them a certain way. When you have that peer influence, that plays a huge role too. So really watching those friends and monitoring who they're friends with. I know kids hate that, of course, right? Like, oh, you can't tell me who I can be friends with. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes people
Sure.
can be a bad influence. They can pretend to be a friend. You know, a lot of times you got those like hater friends.
Right.
They act like they're your friend, really behind your back they saying all kinds of stuff and things.
Sure.
They really want to see your demise. So, you know, really just watching those kind of things, like being careful who they're hanging around with. Because there's so many factors involved when people are trying to really matriculate through school and be successful in their life that can cause them to fall because they're around the wrong people.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, again, something that needs to be looked at in great detail. You know, where does the blame lie? Does it lie with the individual? Does it lie with the bullies? Does it lie with the schools, the parents? I mean, there's so many people involved with raising our children today. It's just not mom and dad and the farm anymore. It's the schools, it's the coaches, it's the librarians. You know, it's the neighbors, it's the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncle. You know, so it's a serious subject that we all gotta, you know, because suicide is on the rise. There is no question about that.
So it really does take a village to raise kids, but if it's the wrong villagers, it's not helping at all, right? So,
right, absolutely.
You know, sometimes a kid will talk to somebody though, like maybe there is like a counselor, maybe it's like a coach or somebody, you know, maybe it's somebody that they hang around at the playground or something, there's like somebody there that kind of watch the kids. You never know who they might open up to and talk to, so it's important for us all to have that listening ear to really try to understand where people are coming from. So a lot of times we're so quick to want to be understood but not understand.
Right. So with all your research and education that you did to create this documentary, what are some of the signs that parents or guardians or what have you should be looking for?
I think some big ones would be like isolation, really shutting down, grades slipping, things like that. Maybe you might catch them doing drugs, possibly. You know, there's some little warning signs around there. A lot of little things. Really, it's kind of the small things sometimes. A lot of times they think too with suicide that people start giving away things. So and just being a little odd, maybe one way they're normally one way, often they're totally different. Saying little things, so really picking up on those little things, little hints. Really, you know.
Okay, right.
Sometimes people will say things, and it's like that those layers in between.
Sure.
Really trying to cry for help.
And then you got to peel all those layers back to get to the root cause of the problem and bring that person back up to where they can be. Because I'll be honest, I think the schools, and I know there's only so much they can do, but I think sometimes they fail the students when it comes to the bullying policies and stuff like that.
Yeah, they all have this zero policy, but it never seems like it really plays out that way.
Exactly.
And I know teachers, I mean, that really when you look at it, they have so many students are trying to watch over, right? It's like a 30-to-1 ratio, or maybe even a 40-to-1 ratio sometimes.
Right.
And so there's not enough staff, administration, and teachers in the space, and especially those that care, that really want to make sure that all these kids are successful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely not easy out there. You know, and another thing that I like to touch on real quick, because this is a growing epidemic, just like the drug problems are a growing epidemic. a lot of this, in my personal opinion, has a lot to do with the entertainment industry, Hollywood, music, even the major news. I think they're kind of all at fault because it seems like they praise and glorify these types of things. You know, you never hear anything good from the news. It's always something bad, you know?
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 is negative news. Yeah, that's why I really don't watch news.
Right.
But yeah, and then sometimes people say, like, is the news really, are they showing us ourselves and just reflecting that back to us, or are they creating ourselves? So, you know, which one is it? Of course, news is gonna say we're just showing you what you already are.
Well, right.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's always the question, though. But
That's actually a very good question.
It is, right?
That is a very good question. I'm gonna have to remember that quote. I'm gonna be stealing that one from you.
You can solve that mystery, great. You know,
Yeah,
you
right.
know which one was really happening.
Right, absolutely. Well, you know, it's always a pleasure to have you on. I love following you along and see how much you've improved and all the work you're doing. Matter of fact, I know some people that have been working on some of your stuff, which is kind of cool, you know. Because Cleveland, a close-knit community, you know, and we're all here to help each other, teach each other, guide each other, and get us where we need to be for the betterment of all of us. And it was a great, you know. But you guys out there, you got to stop out and check out the movie. It's going to be airing. When is that going to be on?
September 29th, 7 p.m. Atlas Theaters in Lakeshore, Euclid, Ohio. Yep, just grab a ticket, come on in, watch it, eat some popcorn. It's going to be a real treat.
Absolutely. Okay. So we're going to have the information at the end of the video also, so you can write it down. Come down, check it out. I'll be there with probably a few of my kids, and I'd like to see you guys there. Other than that, Stephon, thanks once again.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure, and well, we'll catch up with you here in a couple months. We'll see you at the movies too.
All right, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.